Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni never-ending saga. We've got Candace Owens firing back after a hit piece was made against her.
I was recently name-checked in Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' recent filing against Justin Baldoni in Wayfarer Studios. I did it. I made it. I can now retire. All of the haters out there who doubted me are now asking for forgiveness. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who believed in me, who believed in us, who knew that this day would come.
A dramatic montage of Hollywood glitz and glamour unfolds, showcasing red carpet events, flashing cameras, and the iconic Hollywood sign. The screen transitions to images of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, both smiling and engaging with fans.
I am not involved in this lawsuit, or at least that's what my lawyer kept telling me. Oh no, you're not a party to this lawsuit. Well, joke's on him, because I have now been name-checked in this lawsuit.
A voiceover begins, revealing a shocking revelation about one of Hollywood's beloved stars, Blake Lively. Political commentator Candace Owens emerges as a central figure, claiming to have uncovered a dark secret involving Lively and Baldoni, the actor and filmmaker at the center of the controversy.
She said this led to a wave of negative reaction on social media and articles about her. She even presented text messages that she obtained through a subpoena to support her argument that this was a coordinated, retaliatory campaign against her. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, a lot of those messages could be quite bad for Justin Baldoni and the defendants in this case.
Cut to Candace Owens sitting in a podcast studio, her expression serious as she passionately discusses the allegations. The camera zooms in on her as she emphasizes the gravity of the situation.
It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity.
Screenshots of social media reactions and articles criticizing Owens flash across the screen, showcasing the backlash she has faced. Text messages obtained through a subpoena appear, highlighting the claims of a coordinated smear campaign against Owens.
But we can't forget what this is about. So Blake Lively has accused Justin Baldoni of engaging in misconduct, including sexual harassment on the set of the movie It Ends With Us, in which she co-starred alongside Baldoni. He was also the director of the film. And she said that he and his team of executives, financiers, PR, and crisis management experts, they devised a digital and media smear campaign to retaliate against her because she came forward and voiced her concerns with him. And if she should go public with her accusations, they were ready to combat her.
The narrative shifts to the film set of It Ends With Us, where Lively and Baldoni worked together. Clips of the film are interspersed with behind-the-scenes footage, illustrating the chemistry between the two stars. The voiceover explains that Lively has accused Baldoni of misconduct, including sexual harassment during filming.
All right, so everything in the world is just ridiculous. It's pointedly ridiculous, I would say. I mean, I'm no longer believing the things I'm saying. I feel like I am now lying to the public when I cover these things because we're just reaching levels of absurdity that are offending my sensibility.
She asserts that Baldoni and his team orchestrated a media campaign to retaliate against her for voicing concerns about his behavior. A montage of absurd Hollywood moments plays, emphasizing the ridiculousness of the situation. The voiceover continues, stating that the drama escalates as Owens claims Lively has been manipulating Hollywood executives to sabotage Baldoni's career.
But I was a little curious to see if Parker Posey would recognize me. So I sat on the second row to see if she would actually look at me at all, and she didn't. We didn't exchange we didn't have any eye contact during the whole time, and I feel like she was kind of leaning towards the moderator a lot and not looking too much into the room. But anyways, I wasn't expecting her to recognize me at all, and she didn't. And if you don't know why I was a little curious on how it would go to meet her, it was because she was sitting next to Blake Lively in that viral video that I posted this summer when the two of them were kind of teaming up against me. So I was kind of curious to see how Parker Posey would react when she saw me again. But yeah, as I said, she didn't say or do anything, or she just pretended like.
The screen fills with images of Hollywood executives in meetings, discussing projects and making decisions. Owens suggests that Ryan Reynolds, Lively's husband, is a controlling figure in this narrative,
Well, now, Candace Owens, the political commentator,
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole theory on why she's doing this. A lot of people feel this is alt-right. This is like how they bring people in. They get them.
What, she's talking about this now? Candace Owens?
She alleges she has a source very close to Justin Baldoni and this whole Blake Lively situation that is feeding her direct information. She says Ryan Reynolds is the villain. He's a control freak, narcissist.
I believe it.
Has to be the biggest swinging dick in the room. And
I
the
said
whole
that here
thing,
before. I think that he's behind a lot of this.
They believe that he walked onto set. He wanted to look at the
Dailies.
The dailies, thank you, which is all the scenes that were shot. And that tipped him off. Whether it was the chemistry, they lingered way too long, something. They had a fight in the trailer, and from there, things went down, down, down. And then, of course, she had the disastrous promotion of the film. And really, Candace Owens says, the source says that this is all about Ryan and Blake wanting to take control, wanting Blake to really take over the film and the sequel.
Allegedly influencing the situation from the shadows. Images of Reynolds and Lively together at various events are shown, their chemistry evident. The voiceover notes that Reynolds has a reputation for being fiercely protective of Lively, raising questions about his involvement in the unfolding drama.
Candace Owens has gone mainstream, says The Cut, and of course they post this behind a paywall. The right-wing commentators' coverage of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case has reached millions of viewers. And look, I always say a broken clock is right twice a day, but I'm not here to call Candace Owens a broken clock. Basically, I'm not going to read it for you in its entirety, but they basically share how she has grown in popularity by talking about Blake Lively, and because this is a gossip Hollywood entertainment news topic, there's been a lot of people on the left that have agreed with Candace Owens here. There has been a fear and possibly a shame by a lot of people that she is going to switch their opinions. Like all of a sudden, just because you agree with Candace Owens.
The scene transitions to Baldoni discussing authenticity in Hollywood during an interview. Clips of him speaking passionately about meaningful storytelling and social impact are shown.
Blake Lively weaponized false allegations against him and misrepresented what the true context of their conversations were about to leverage her control over the movie, that she wanted more control over script writing and editing, and that she eventually got her version of the film to actually be published and distributed, that she used the power and influence of her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, and mega superstar friend Taylor Swift to pressure him, to intimidate him into accepting her revisions of a key scene in the film. And effectively what he's saying is that she boxed him out of the movie. She turned the cast against him, that she wouldn't even really let him attend the premiere of the film. He says that he and his family were forced to sit in the basement. By the way, talking evidence, there were photos of him and his family and friends, what it purported to be, in the basement of that theater.
The voiceover explains that Baldoni's commitment to authenticity may have clashed with Lively's ambitions, leading to a fallout that has spiraled into public chaos.
She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her, and he claims none of that is true. There was absolutely no harassment. Those are made-up claims. She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints when he pushed back even in the mildest way, and that she and her husband are bullies. And now it's resulted in vicious cross litigations against both of them. The New York Times.
Social media posts and reactions from fans and celebrities fill the screen, showcasing the divided opinions surrounding the scandal. The online discourse intensifies, with hashtags like #Justice for Justin and #Blake Exposed trending on Twitter.
So you have competing claims, you have competing lawsuits, you have claims of harassment, defamation, breach of contract, retaliation, negligence, and so forth.
Taylor Swift's team is now coming out swinging, and that is super interesting. An article just dropped about an hour ago in TMZ against Blake Lively in the press. Taylor Swift is alleging that Blake Lively is lying, but is Taylor telling the truth, or is this just a strategy to save her own skin?
The voiceover highlights the growing tension as supporters of both Lively and Baldoni take to social media to voice their opinions.
Spoiler alert, he's too much of a nice guy. Toxic positivity. Some folks who used to work for Baldoni spoke to the LA Times, and one former staffer told them, quote, "It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity. I'm always a little dubious of people who advertise themselves as disruptors of the status quo or quote-unquote good people. It felt so."
Clips of celebrities commenting on the situation are featured, including cryptic messages from Gina Rodriguez and Penn Bagley.
And she says, media is having a meltdown that I've gone mainstream. They must feel so powerless given the fact that they gave it their best effort to brainwash the masses into believing I was literally Hitler last year, and now I own all my own content. She says something that I agree with though. Lesson, you never have the power to destroy who you didn't make. Creators can always keep creating.
Rodriguez's Instagram story, which reads, "Integrity is worth more than any role," is shown, leaving viewers to wonder if it's a subtle jab at Lively. Meanwhile, Badgley's comments about Lively being a powerhouse add to the intrigue, hinting at the complexities of the situation.
Well, the latest thing is, Taylor Swift has been dragged into this because Taylor Swift was there one of the nights, almost the way Baldoni's team is describing it, intimidating Justin Baldoni about the rewrites that Blake Lively did. And then Blake Lively says she has two dragons, much like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, one being Taylor Swift and one being Ryan Reynolds. Anyhow, the new news coming out is that Taylor Swift is distancing herself from Lively. Again, this is coming from Candace Owens, who seems to have one hell of a...
As the scandal unfolds, Taylor Swift's involvement adds another layer of intrigue. The voiceover explains that rumors have surfaced about Swift distancing herself from Lively, raising questions about the dynamics between the three stars.
I believe it. I didn't realize they then went in the trailer and had a fight, and that was... Look, I said it here myself. I think it's Ryan Reynolds is behind a lot of this, that he... now he's using Hugh Jackman, showing up on Broadway, to support his friend Hugh. Really, you just want to be seen next to Hugh Jackman, like America's, I guess, male sweetheart, even though he left his wife, who's older, who was more famous than him, and now is with Sutton Foster. But people seem to forget that.
Footage of a Forbes Power Women Summit where Lively discusses her approach to projects is shown, with Lively candidly admitting her desire for control over various aspects of her roles.
Did not see this coming. I did not think that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds would be the people that united this country, and it has happened. The most liberal people I know are now obsessively following Candace Owens for her take in journalism on the situation. Thank you, Ryan and Blake, for having such terrible personalities that we are now united as a country.
The voiceover notes that Lively's admission raises eyebrows, suggesting a pattern of behavior that could explain the current turmoil.
The thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode was one of you guys sent me a link to a video. It was from a Forbes Power Women Summit in 2022 when Blake Lively was interviewed on stage in front of an audience. And the way things that she revealed in that interview are just like, wow, I really wish Justin Baldoni had watched that before he hired her. She basically admits that she signs up for projects as an actress, and then when she's got the part, she starts interfering with everything because she wants to have power over the wardrobe and in production and the writing. And she just sits on this stage and admits all of it.
And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
A montage of past Hollywood scandals highlights the power dynamics at play, illustrating how careers can be made or broken behind closed doors.
It certainly seems like somebody may not be telling the truth, and that very well may be Blake Lively. Abel and Nathan's conspiracy to take down Jones was virulent and effective, which they themselves recognized was fueled by society's natural willingness to tear down successful women, and they capitalized on this for their own gain. The text from Melissa Nathan to Jennifer Abel here says, "It's actually sad because it just shows you have people really want to hate on women." So this text, which might seem familiar, is used here to outline a conspiracy against publicist Stephanie Jones. The timestamp at the bottom says August 10th, 2024, 1641.
The narrative shifts to a split screen of Lively and Baldoni, with the words truth or drama overlaying the image. The voiceover poses the question, are Owens' allegations credible, or is this just another Hollywood spectacle?
I noticed something kind of important about a key text message mentioned in the complaints for both Stephanie Jones and the amended complaint for Blake Lively. Now, this same text message was used in different contexts to allege different smear campaigns against different women. So it appears that somebody may not be completely honest and forthright with the text message evidence they have.
As the dust settles, the conversation continues, with the voiceover encouraging viewers to share their thoughts in the comments. The screen fades to black, and a reminder to like and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama appears, leaving the audience eager for the next chapter in this captivating story.